Hello friends, Dr. Nancy Trimbley here, putting the power and knowledge of your health back in your hands. The shoulder, like I've said, is the most complicated joint in the body. And very often when we have a shoulder issue, we go right to the worst case scenario in that we have, oh my God, I have a rotator cuff. Well, guess what? You do have a rotator cuff. You actually have two. And it's called the rotator cuff muscles. Everybody has them. And there's 5 total muscles on each side that make up what's called the rotator cuff. If you have rotator cuff tears, now that's a big deal. But honestly, maybe not, because sometimes the tears are micro tears, so minimal, very mild, which your body can heal. Sometimes the tears are partial, which means that if the muscle is like this and then it gets a partial tear, it's still attached here, but there's a tear there. And sometimes, but not often, is a complete tear. And I tell you what, back 30 years ago when I first started practicing, a rotator cuff issue, partial tear, complete tear was immediate surgery. That is no longer done. What you are first recommended to do is to do stretching and then strengthening of the shoulder muscles and the shoulder joint. I may also add in, be absolutely sure that your shoulder is in the right alignment. A chiropractor that works on extremities, meaning shoulders, arms, hands, wrists, hips, feet, knees. A chiropractor that works on extremities can put your shoulder joint back into the proper alignment, which can make 100% difference for you. I've had patients come in over the years that went through 2 courses of 6 weeks of physical therapy. Their shoulder was not much better. We do 1 adjustment on their shoulder and they are nearly completely better. So don't underestimate the power of the chiropractic adjustment on the shoulder joint. Today I'm showing you a very deep stretch for the shoulder. And this not only is stretching the shoulder joint and the musculature, it is stretching the muscles of the front of the body. So often in our lives, we are looking down, our arms are forward, we're driving, we're keyboarding, we're cooking, we're lifting, everything is forward. So all these muscles can get overdeveloped and shortened. Meanwhile, our posture muscles get weaker and overly stretched. So this technique I'm going to show you, it's a very deep stretch. Be careful with it. It also, not only is it helping your shoulder, it's helping the muscles in the front, it's helping your posture, it's also working on these lower neck nerves, the median and ulnar nerves that go to the hands. So if you have tingling or numbness in your hands, if you have an elbow issue, if you have wrist pain, if your fingers get stiff, this deep shoulder stretch can help to alleviate some of the scarring or constriction on the nerve tissue, which can then help you with those arm and hand symptoms. Now, this is a very deep stretch. It is best done on the floor. If you cannot get up and down off the floor, don't do this. Also, I want to check to make sure that you don't have an issue with a tendency for shoulder dislocation, which is not in my field. I do not relocate dislocations. You need to go to the emergency room. So let's prevent that from being an issue for you. What I want you to do is hold your arm out to the side at a 90-degree angle and simply rotate your hand up. Kind of like when you learned how to give hand signals when you rode your bike. This is the stop signal. So you take your arm out to a 90 degree, rotate your hand up. If you get what's called an apprehension sign, which means you go, oh my gosh, because you feel like your shoulder's going to dislocate, do not do this stretch. So you need to be on the floor. My legs will be straight out in front of me. You probably won't see my legs because I really want you to see what my arms are doing. And I'm really concentrating on rolling my shoulders back. And as I do this, I want you to think about 2 things. Rotating your shoulders back along with your elbows and pinkies, shoulders, elbows, pinkies, rotating that back, and deep breathing into your upper lungs. If you've heard any of my breathing technique videos, you know I talk about bringing the breath deep into your belly. Now today, we want to bring the breath deep into these upper lungs. So many of us have shallow breathing all day long, and we're just using a small portion of our lungs. By opening up the upper parts of our lungs, we're getting rid of that stale air. We're bringing in good oxygen for those areas of our lungs to get nutrients. And we're also expanding our rib cage joints up here, which again is going to help our posture, help our nerve transmission, help our shoulders. So you sit with your legs out in front, your hands behind you. It's very important that your hands are flat. So if you're out here for now, then that's all you can do. That's where we start. So you're going to put your hands as close together as you can get them. Now see, my hands are probably about, 8 to 12 inches apart. Can't really judge by this angle, but I'm going to look straight ahead, take a deep breath in into my upper lungs, and rotate my shoulders, elbows, and pinkies. So I'm pushing my shoulders, elbows, and pinkies into the mat. I'll do this for 3 complete breaths, in and out, 3 times. And then I'm going to walk my hands closer together. And again, rotate the shoulders, elbows, pinkies into the mat. Deep breathe into my upper lungs. Do that 3 times. And if you can make that noise when you breathe, even better. And once you've done 3 breaths there, you're going to bring your hands even closer together. Now, my goal right now today is to bring my pinkies so they are touching, which they are touching right now. If you can't get there today, you don't get there today. But if you do this again and again over time, and you concentrate on rolling your shoulders, elbows, and pinkies into the mat and expanding your lungs forward by deep breathing into those upper lungs, you will find that not only do you have better posture, you are more graceful and ageless, and your shoulders feel better, as do your arms and hands. So I hope that helps. Be well. Bye for now.